The best investments you can make in your 20s are the ones that pay the highest ROI for your time and effort. This is the period of your life where you should be taking the most risk with your investments. Because let's face it, if you lose money investing in your 20s, you have plenty of time to recover. On the other hand, if you fail to invest your time into certain things in your 20s, you will regret it when you get older. Let's look at the top 5 things to invest in your 20s. No, 5. Invest in yourself. One of the best quotes I've heard recently is from Naval Ravikant, who said, "Your time is your life. How you spend your time is how you spend your life." The best investment you can possibly make in your 20s is in yourself. If you're 25 years old, you've got roughly 18,000 days left until you reach retirement age. But here's the kicker. By the age of 50, you'll only have about 365 days worth of healthy, active days left. As the saying goes, you only live once. It doesn't mean we should waste our lives away working like a slave so that one day we can retire and then die. We have to prioritize experiences over things, health over wealth, and people over profits. In this way, you won't have any regrets when you reach an old man or woman on your deathbed looking back on your life. Another great quote on this topic is from Marcus Aurelius, who said, "You could stop living right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." So before you go out tonight, ask yourself, will I be happy I did this, or will I be wasting my life? If you want to squeeze the most amount of juice out of your life, you need to take care of yourself physically and mentally. Working out isn't just about getting jacked. It's about increasing your energy levels so you can crush it at work and also enjoy your social life. Nothing productive ever happens after 2 a.m. So go to sleep early, wake up early, and start working on your goals while everyone else is still sleeping. Just by doing this alone, you're already ahead of the pack. To level up even further, you need to start learning. Your brain is like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. I personally believe that education is the key to success. While a formal college education isn't always necessary, being a lifelong learner is crucial. My favorite place to learn is through books. Audible is by far the easiest and most convenient way to get into reading. They offer a massive selection of audiobooks, so you can learn something new on the go while driving, working out, or doing chores. They update their selection monthly, and you can listen to a book for free with your 30-day trial. After that, it's only $7.49 a month. Some of the audiobooks I've recently finished include Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Think and Grow Rich. These 2 books alone have already made me tens of thousands of dollars. I'm currently listening to a book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. It's a story of a man who pushed his mind and body beyond the limits of what he thought possible. It's safe to say that this man has experienced more pain than most people experience in a lifetime. Yet somehow he completed 100 ultramarathon races, 100 ultramarathon bike rides, and 100 ultramarathon swims, all while being in extreme physical discomfort. If you have dreams, you must read this book. If you're interested in starting an OnlyFans, consider signing up for an Audible trial so you can listen to a book called The Business of Porn by Sasha Grey. This book details everything you need to know about the adult film industry from the business side. Whether you want to become an actor or an entrepreneur in the space, this book will give you valuable insights. Next, you should invest in your health. People tend to think they're invincible, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's during your 20s where you should be in the peak of your physical condition. When you're in your 20s, your metabolism slows down. That means the same exact diet that helped you put on muscle in your teens will now start to make you fat. For some, weight gain in your 20s can be the result of aging. Hormonal changes, reduced physical activity, and a poor diet. Unfortunately, excess weight gain can lead to various health problems later in life, such as high blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and even cancer. So while it may sound cliché, eating clean and working out really is the way to go. You don't have to be a bodybuilder or eat salad all day, but it is important to limit the amount of sugar, saturated fat, and processed food you eat. Another thing you should invest in your 20s is to start a side hustle. Most people say the best time to start a business is in your 20s, and the reason for this is simple. In your 20s, you have less financial obligations, which means you're able to take more risks and have more time to dedicate to building a business. The average startup takes 3 to 5 years to become profitable. However, according to data from the Kauffman Foundation, Startups founded by millennials are 30% more likely to succeed than those started by previous generations. This is because millennials are more tech-savvy and open to taking risks. If you start a business in your 20s, you can set yourself up for financial freedom much earlier in life. One of my first side hustles was reselling. All I had to do was drive to a local thrift store and buy some clothes for a few dollars. I would then list these items online for a higher price and make a profit. Nowadays, you can find almost anything at a thrift store for cheap. If you don't have a car, you can always order stuff off eBay and resell it on Facebook Marketplace. The cost of living so high, there's no shortage of customers looking for good deals. Number 2 is invest in your career. Once you get out of school, it's easy to feel stuck in your career. Maybe you took the safe route and went to college right after high school. Now you're working a 9-to-5 job that you hate. The good news is that your 20s are the perfect time to experiment and find a career that suits you. Don't feel like you have to stick with the first job you find. Try switching companies every 2 to 3 years so you can gain new skills and climb the corporate ladder. One strategy you can use to get ahead quickly is to work for a company that promotes from within. When you start at an entry-level position, it's easier to move up the ranks since you understand the business from the ground floor. If you want to learn about different careers and industries, consider talking to friends and family members, networking and informational interviews. You can also do this if you want to start a business. Talking to other entrepreneurs will save you a lot of time and headaches, because they've already gone through the process and made the mistakes, so you don't have to. And lastly, don't forget to continue learning new skills. This is a great way to boost your earning potential, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Workers who participate in training programs earn nearly 25% more than their peers. Investing in yourself pays the biggest ROI, which is why it's the no. One thing you should do in your 20s. And finally, we have the last thing you should be investing in your 20s, which is your relationships. Relationships are one of the most important aspects of our lives. They provide us with love, support, and a sense of belonging. As human beings, we crave connection. In fact, one of the most common complaints from nursing home patients is the lack of human connection and touch. So whether you're single or in a relationship, it's important to invest time and effort into nurturing meaningful connections. If you're single, try to meet new people and expand your social circle. You never know where you might find love. And if you're in a relationship, be sure to show your partner how much you care. Small gestures like cooking them dinner or giving them a massage can go a long way. Remember, the people you surround yourself with will either inspire you to be better or drag you down. So choose your relationships wisely. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned a few things along the way. If you're interested in learning more about personal finance, check out some other videos. Thank you.